Okay, we're back. Just got out of the movie. It's almost 1 in the morning. Man.
Yep, and we went in at 10, so it's a 2 hour and 45-minute movie.
2 hours, 45 minutes, the guy told us there. And with the trailers and all, it topped out at 3 hours. I thought it was good.
I thought so too, man. I really liked it, I was telling Hoser, early on, or actually after the movie, that this is something that I'll probably purchase when it comes to Blu-ray or DVD. It was a really good movie, really good follow-up to the first film, which nobody was really expecting a sequel to even back then. I mean, they wanted one, but there was never a book sequel. The original author died, I think, the same year that the movie came out. But yeah, I mean, it was a really worthy sequel, albeit maybe 3 decades later, but I really liked the movie.
Better late than never, as they always say, man.
Exactly.
It was pretty good. Well, not pretty good. It was very good. I really liked it. I thought Ryan Gosling, he did a pretty good job. Strange relationship he had with a computer-generated female, though.
Well, I think that if you've seen the original movie, the whole thing about a man loving like an artificial woman, that was the weird thing back then, I guess, that was considered weird. And so this is just a step further. She's not only artificial, but she's not really physical. So I think that's kind of like the next step, if you will, for the character in this film. Well, even like to the effect of, I never saw the movie, but it's called, was it Her or She? The one with Joaquin Phoenix, where basically that's the next step, like with current technology, is falling in love with Siri, and exactly. So that's pretty much where that movie was angled at, I guess, if you will. But yeah, artificial significant others are on the way, I guess.
Yes, they are. So, all right, back to the movie though. It was really good. Visuals were great. I really liked the color palette was interesting. They kept it, in my opinion, from what I remember, the original, though, it didn't seem quite as dark, color-wise, as the original. They did seem to bring in some colors in there, albeit kind of pale colors. They did try to keep it more toward the dark side. There was a scene in the very beginning, though, when he saw the flower, and that was about the most contrasting color scene, I thought, in the whole movie. Any other time that you saw a color, either it was very pale, like when he found basically the lair where Harrison Ford was hiding out at. Mm-hmm. The color was real pale. It was kind of like, I don't know, somber. And then colors in the city, there was color, but it was artificial. But in the opening sequence, when you saw that flower, it was like real color, and it was just very contrasting to the world that they lived in. I really like that.
Yeah, I mean, visuals, I think they really kept in line with the original movie. Like, the original movie was kind of dark, but it's referenced so many times in other sci-fi movies that came afterwards. But I think they really kept the same tone as the movie, or as the original movie. But you're right in that I guess it's Nevada. I don't know, like, if that's where they went.
A little cameo by Elvis was in there. Even Marilyn Monroe, I think. Very Las Vegas-esque type of references in that scene. So that's where I figured they were.
Yeah, and I mean, it's keeping with the original is that Las Vegas was where they pretty much held the entire first movie and stuff in 2019. So same area. You've got your Blade Runner story. They still have those in 30 years past the original Blade Runner. So they still have those, but they've, I guess, recruited artificial Blade Runners this time around without, making it known, of course. In the original film, it was more of a hush-hush thing, having an artificial person, being a Blade Runner and stuff. But this time around, they were just kind of out there with it. Okay, they had model numbers and stuff. So that's what Ryan Gosling's, character is. It's basically... he plays an artificial Blade Runner.
It really leads you up to think that Gosling is the replicant that everyone's after, that he was the child replicant, the offspring of Rachel and Deckard. But turns out that he's not. And we actually do meet their kid somewhere about halfway through the movie or so, and you don't know it until basically the very end. But other than that, it was great. Great performances. They killed Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, Batista guy.
Dave Bautista, yeah.
Dave Bautista. They killed him off like right in the opening sequence. I was like, really? I was expecting a little more.
But that's pretty much part of the job. Ryan Gosling plays the Blade Runner, and they're, as with the original film, they're meant to retire malfunctioning, I guess, replicants, just androids.
He seemed to be primarily targeting the Nexus 8 models.
Yeah.
He was really
that's the
going
thing,
after.
too. They were trying to just finish off the old Nexus 8s.
Now, I'm just curious. Maybe you can answer this question for me. Were the Nexus 8s the same ones they were hunting down in the original?
No. I think the Nexus 8 was kind of Rachel in the original movie was the... Rachel was the top of the line. You know what I mean? She didn't know that she was a replicant at the time, but she had so many new things, basically built into her. They basically had to explain later on that she was, a replicant, and she was, surprised by it, of course. And that's basically like, her and Deckard were running off, Anyway, I think they're hunting the Nexus 6 in the original movie.
Okay.
But this time around, the movie just starts out where they're trying to look, trying to search down the Nexus 8 and, just retiring them or, killing them and stuff.
I'd hate to say it, but I kind of think the runtime could have been shortened down. I thought the pacing could have been picked up a little bit. There were literally scenes in there of just Ryan Gosling slowly taking steps through a scene. And I was like, dude, come on, we understand you're walking toward where you're walking. Just, show him maybe take 2 or 3 steps toward it and that's it. But no, we see him walk it out. I'm like, come on,
Well, I think that with the original tone of the movie, there was it's what they call a slow burn, which is basically just slow moving. They refer to the first film as a hard sci-fi. I mean, it's not like an action-packed, if you compare it to maybe a film like Aliens where it's very fast-paced and stuff. Yeah. This is kind of still the same feel as the original film. It's kind of a slower moving, very visual movie and stuff. So I think they kind of did a good job with kind of recreating the same feel. I mean, they do have action parts in this thing. You will see some action parts.
In our theater, though, I thought sometimes the sound, some of the music highs, was almost just a little too loud, though. I thought. I was like, whoa, the notes are kind of really high. I don't know if the sound was just turned up extremely loud or what the deal was with that.
I think what it was is that part of the joy of the original film was the music by Vangelis as well. That was kind of one of the most memorable, I guess, scores of movies and stuff. So them trying to kind of focus more attention to maybe the music or just kind of the same feel as the original film, I can kind of understand it kind of make sounding louder. You know what I mean? They're trying to, they're trying to promote, the same feel in the music style. And maybe that's where maybe it just sounds louder in certain areas and stuff. But you'll hear some very similar musical cues from the first film.
Yeah,
but I mean, I liked it a lot because even 20 years ago, I bought the original CD and stuff for the movie, and I could definitely pick out the pieces and stuff. It's a good soundtrack. I may even get that separately and stuff whenever it comes out, or it should be out right now anyway. But
Blade Runner 2049, highly recommend it. Go check it out. It's a good movie on the silver screen too. I am looking forward to its Blu-ray release later on, whenever that is.
Have a good evening, Retro Fanatics.
Yeah, it's time to get out of here. Need to go home, go to sleep. We'll see you guys later, and check out our other videos on this channel, and we'll post up some more content. Leave us some feedback of what you guys might like to see in the near future, all right? Anything to help us out. All right, have a good night.
Have a good night.